We don't like Cheerios. But what do we say instead? I'm not used to it, but we're gonna play with some. Can you help me spoon some on the table?
Milana is a fierce, silly little girl. She is so resilient. She's so outgoing and brave. When Milana was born, she was born with a rare craniofacial condition called Pierre-Robin sequence. We were admitted to Columbia in New York City, and at around 6 weeks old, she had jaw lengthening surgery. Part of Pierre-Robin sequence is that she was born with an abnormally small jaw, so her tongue falls back into her airway, resulting in a critical airway, and so she needed jaw lengthening surgery to bring that out, so it would make it easier for her to eat, to sleep, because she had obstructive sleep apnea, and to breathe. And then during that time, we also realized that she had a even rarer genetic mutation, which causes her to lack the bone protein in order to ossify her bones. We found this out during her healing process. So once we were discharged, of course, she needed a lot of support and a lot of different therapies, mainly feeding therapy because she's primarily G-tube fed. And basically I was driving all over Westchester County 5 days a week, and I was taking her to about 10 to 12 therapy appointments per week. And that became really difficult and really taxing. And we were seeing progress, but not as quickly as we would have hoped. And so what brought us to Blythedale is we were able to receive all of her therapies and everything that she needed under one roof. And she was approaching the age of being almost 2 years old. And I wanted her to also have some socialization with other children. So Blythedale kind of covered all of that for us. And the day hospital program ended up being perfect to meet all of her needs, to give her all of the therapy that she needed, and it gave her the opportunity to be in a classroom with other children as well.
I spend the most of my clinical time here at Blythedale, but I also have an affiliation at Columbia, and so I see patients at both sites. Milana is actually a patient I took care of when she had one of her first surgeries for her jaw. And I met the family. They had a really long hospitalization at that point, and I discharged them home, and most recently had a procedure after which she was referred to us in the day hospital program.
When we came in to Blythedale for our initial intake and evaluations, I did discover that Dr. Lakhani was working here, and she was on Milana's care team at Columbia. She was a witness to a lot of the events that happened in the hospital. So even though all of that is documented, as a parent of a complex child, you find yourself repeating the story over and over and over again, and that can be really taxing. And it just was a testament to Blythedale as well that the caliber of care was carried over from Columbia to Blythedale.
I like to think of the day hospital as kind of the in-between from inpatient and outpatient. So it's unique in that our patients live at home and they come back and forth from the program to home, and they can get all of the therapies that we would provide in both settings, but they can get multiple therapies a day with higher frequencies. And so when a patient first gets here, we evaluate them and we decide, one, what is it the therapies that they're going to need? I think feeding difficulties in general, as with many medical problems or other diagnoses, nothing is really like a single problem that requires one intervention. And something like feeding is so complex. Sometimes there are other underlying medical conditions involved, like in Milana's case with her congenital abnormalities. Sometimes there are behavioral issues involved. Sometimes there's both, right? And so feeding therapy in isolation isn't necessarily going to tackle the problem and make a lot of gains. And so what I think is really unique about our program is that patients can get multiple services, sometimes on the same day, and there's collaboration amongst every provider that's taking care of them. And I think that's what makes the program really special. We have our medical team, our nursing team, our therapists, our school classroom providers. All of us work together and we talk about our patients very regularly to see how they're doing, how we can work together to advance the family and the patient's goals. And I think that collaborative model is not something that exists in the outpatient setting, particularly in this age group.
So when I pick Milana up at the end of the day, she's so excited to see me, but she's also so excited to talk about her day. And even just seeing that she's able to talk about her day is a big change. She's come such a long way with her speech and being able to verbalize everything that she did. She'll tell me that she loves Kristen and she loves Jen, and then she'll tell me, and they love Milana. So I know that they're really giving her all of the love that she needs. They've really taken the time to get to know her as a child and not just everything about her medical condition, but who Milana is as a person. I think since coming to Blythedale as a family, we are so much more optimistic about Milana's future because we see what she's capable of and we see what the other children here are capable of. And I know that she's gonna lead a really happy life because Blythedale is gonna help her reach her full potential.